I'm here with my main man, Keith. What's up, buddy? I got a couple questions for you about physics. Can a car go faster on a banked curve or a flat curve?
I'd say a banked curve.
All right, Keith. So if you say that you can go faster around a banked curve, why aren't all roads curved around turns?
I have no idea.
All right, Keith. Well, the reason is because when you're going around some curves, you don't need a bank because you're not traveling fast enough. NASCAR, when you're going around a curve, those guys are going, what, 150, 200 miles an hour? Are they not?
Yeah, they are.
I don't know. You tell me.
No, they are.
So when they're going around that curve, that car's going to flip unless they have that bank curve. For a level curve, the centripetal force will be supplied by the friction force between the tires and the roadway. A banked curve can supply the centripetal force by the normal force and the weight without relying on friction. Therefore, the cars are able to go faster. This is why you can go faster around banked curves than flat ones. All right, Keith, we got another question for you, my man. If I hold a softball that weighs 7 ounces on a box at 6 feet high and then drop it, what will the weight of the ball be in the middle of the drop?
I don't know, Mike.
Okay, so the weight of the ball before it drops, as we just said, was 7 ounces. When you drop the ball, does gravity affect the weight of the ball?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, see, gravity is constant, my man. Gravity will not have any effect on the ball. All right, Keith, so the ball would experience weightlessness. At first, there's a contact force of the ball in the box that also is the normal force. When the box is dropped for a split second, the ball has no contact force on it because it is caused to be a state of weightlessness. In other words, when in free fall, the only force acting upon your body is the force of gravity, a non-contact force. Since the force of gravity cannot be felt without any other opposing forces, you would have no sensation of it. You would feel weightless in a state of free fall, like on a roller coaster. Here's Mace giving us a demonstration.
My boy Jimmy, come here.
What's up, Rip?
Boy, do I have a question for you. Follow me over to my little my studio over here. So you know a lot about physics? A little bit?
Maybe a little bit.
Just a little bit?
Yeah.
All right, well, here's a question for you, all right?
Okay.
You like NASCAR?
No.
Well, that's okay. Can a car go faster around a banked curve or a flat one when driving?
The car go faster around the bank. I'm gonna go with the bank curve.
Jimmy, you're absolutely correct. The centripetal force tacked onto the normal and gravitational force already on the flat curve makes it faster. Good work. Alright, Jimmy, now for your second question. If I hold a softball that weighs 7 ounces on a box at 6 feet and then drop it, what will the weight of the ball be in the middle of the drop?
It's not gonna change.
I like the answer, Jimmy. Let's find out. And we're back. Alright, Jimmy. The answer to your question that I asked you, you gave me, was what?
It's gonna stay the same.
It's going to stay the same. Well, Jimmy, the question I have for you is, does gravity affect the weight of the ball when dropped?
I have no idea.
Well, think about it this way, Jimmy. If you're on a roller coaster and you're going up the hill, and you get to the top, and then you start to feel down, what's the feeling you feel? Like you feel like when you're going down the hill?
I feel like my stomach drops.
Stomach
Go
drops.
up.
Feel a little weightless. Feel like you could fly almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's actually because there's a separation between you and the coaster, and the normal force drops off, unless you get that feeling of weightlessness. So since there's no normal force on the ball when it's in the middle of the drop, it's actually technically weightless.
No way.
No way, Jimmy. Come here, buddy.
Hey, Mark. You answer some questions for us? Yeah?
Alright, Mark, so I got a question for you. Can a car go faster around a banked curve or a flat one when driving?
I would say banked.
Okay, so then why aren't all roads banked at curves?
Because maybe if it's like a slower curve, then, or a curve that has a slower speed limit, then maybe it's not necessary.
Wow, you got both questions right.
Not really.
Got another question for you. If I hold a softball that weighs 7 ounces on a box at 6 feet and then drop it, what will the weight of the ball be in the middle of the drop?
Wait, can you repeat the question?
Alright, so I have a softball at 7 ounces.
Okay.
And it's on top of a box, or in a box that's 6 feet above the ground.
Okay.
How much will it weigh halfway through the drop? The ball.
I'd still guess well, however much the box weighs plus the ball, so 7 ounces plus whatever that weighs. I'm guessing
Okay, so what is the weight of the ball before it drops?
7 ounces.
Does gravity affect the weight of the ball when it's dropping?
The weight of the ball?
Yes.
No, I believe that the ball is. The gravity affects how fast the ball will drop.
Let me ask you another question then. When riding downhill on a roller coaster, do you feel the same weight? Like when you get to the top and right and you start going down?
You may feel lighter, but you don't change weight.
Do you know why?
No, I have no idea why.
What's that feeling you get?
No, I have no idea what it's called.
Do you feel like weightless?
Sure.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, but you're not. You're still the same weight though.
You are, but at an instant you feel weightless because you're no longer in contact with the roller coaster. It's kind of why you feel like your stomach drops.
Yep.
It's like when the ball is going to be weightless for a second, but it's going to have the same weight.
It's gonna have the same weight. Yeah.
All right, we're here with CJ, and I'm just going to ask you 2 physics questions. CJ, did you graduate from Rutgers last year?
I did.
What was your major?
Exercise and sports science.
And so did you take physics?
I took physics concepts.
All right, so then you should get these right?
Maybe.
Maybe. All right, we'll start. So can a car go faster around a bank curve or a flat one?
I'd say bank curve.
Do you know why?
Well, there's a thing called centripetal force, and when the car is driving and going, let's say they're going left, centripetal force is trying to push them the opposite way because that's the way that the momentum wants to take them. So on the bank, it's going to provide more resistance for the tires to allow it to keep going that way, and if there wasn't, then it'd be more likely for the car to probably drift off.
Okay, so this next question is a little harder. So if I hold a softball that weighs 7 ounces and I drop it from a box at 6 feet above, what will the weight of the ball be in the middle of the drop?
Well, the weight of the ball would still technically be the same, still be 7 ounces because the mass hasn't changed at all. But if there's nothing producing a force on the ball, such as like a ground reaction force, then there's no way to measure how heavy the ball is, so it's essentially weightless.
Well, correct again. I think we've proven today that Rockers teaches physics very well.